We should dress like the Young Bucks.
That would be fun, right? If we dress like the Young Bucks.
No, that'd be hilarious. Like as EVPs.
Yeah. And what's their? They have this like hilarious new catchphrase. I when they find people. Oh, you left me no choice.
You left me no choice.
You left me no choice, and you just find people. That's the funniest thing in the world to me.
Hey, man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the 3D podcast proudly presents to you me, DJ.
You gotta do it better than that. What's it called? Your forever WWE World. Oh, no, I said it wrong already. I said it wrong. No, gotta do it again. Gotta do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the 3D Wrestling Podcast proudly brings to you your forever heavyweight. No, how do you say it? Fuck, I keep fucking. I'm like so tired with this.
Let's try this one more time.
I don't know why. It's like 10 o'clock, but I'm like tired.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the 3D Wrestling Podcast proudly presents to you its WWE World. No, that's not it.
I got it.
That's not it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Mm-hmm. Are we gonna keep this all in? By the way, are we gonna cut?
I think so. Well, that part we can cut, but
all right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the 3D Wrestling Podcast proudly brings to you its forever heavyweight champion of the world. Do you have a nickname?
You know what? Actually, let's talk about nicknames, right? Because I just feel like you gotta earn a nickname, and like
a lot of people just give themselves nicknames.
In high school, like I got the nickname Showtime, but I tried to do a lot on the football field, but I also did theater, so it kind of made sense.
Perfect.
But then I got to college, and Showtime just got shortened to Show. You know, my mom called me the other day and was like, "So Show, listen," and I said,
"That's weird. I don't like that."
Wait, what? And then I started using DJ a lot more, like being a junior. And then my dad texts me, "DJ, I need your help." And I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all don't ever call me these things.
That's weird.
Like, how is this? Do you have a nickname?
Dare is the only nickname I've ever been.
Dare,
like D-E-R. I mean, my grandmother calls me Mr. D, but she's the only person in the world who calls me that. Yeah, it's just like a cute little nickname. Aside from that, Dare, like short for Derek, D-E-R. Like some of my friends call me that, but that's pretty much it. I've always wanted a nickname. Like I've always used the nickname DJ when I put like gamer tags and stuff like that. But no one calls me that. No.
Huh. Odd.
Yeah.
Well, to be the man, you got. Wait, that's not my catchphrase. I got it. The best there is. The best there was. That's not it. That's not it.
I think I got it.
You got it?
Ooh, yeah. Dig it. No, it's not.
That's not it.
It's not it.
I do dig it, though. I do dig it.
That's not it.
You know what? I got one. Yo.
Stop.
What? This is a 3D Wrestling Podcast. I am your man, your forever WWE World Champion, DJ.
And I'm your man without a nickname or a championship, Derek.
Woo! Listen, man. It's approaching that time. Cowboys riding into the sunset. Sting's career.
Oh.
Yeah. It's we're having a retirement party, guys.
Yeah, we've been doing all this talk about people finishing their story or wanting people to finish their story. We've been kind of losing sight of the fact that
there's a story ending.
There is a really big story ending.
There's a really big story.
What, 30 plus year story ending?
Man, who knows? I think so, actually. Yeah. That's crazy. No better place than in Greensboro, though. That kind of fits that WCW mode, that feeling. Sold out show.
Yeah. This is a big ending for the icon Sting.
Man, AEW just dropped in their best shirt.
I was just about to
Ever.
say I generally hate AEW merch. I do not like the t-shirts that they usually make, but what they did for Sting was phenomenal. I love the shirt.
Phenomenal. It was a great shirt.
It's a great shirt.
But in addition to that, normally on a wrestler's way out, they pick their competition, who they want to end with. This past week on AEW, Sting and Darby Allin won the tag titles, and I have a hate-love relationship with this because Ricky Starks is one of my favorite people in AEW.
Yeah, we love Ricky Starks, so it was a little bit bittersweet to see him lose his championship.
Right.
Somewhat for a good cause, but still.
Obviously, we know how this is gonna end with the Young Bucks winning the tag titles.
Whoa. We don't know anything. That the Young Bucks are going to beat Sting?
You don't think Sting is gonna lose on his way out?
We don't know that. He could go fully undefeated his entire AEW run.
Okay. If that happens, Darby Allin needs to turn on him right there.
I would love to see Darby Allin turn on Sting, but if it's not going to lead to a singles match between them, I don't know if I see the point in it too much.
No.
Especially because isn't Darby Allin kind of on his way out to go climb Mount Everest too? So I don't know.
I thought that happened already, but I guess not.
Nah, that he'll be gone when he does that. He'll be gone for a while.
You mean like dead? Because people don't make it up Mount Everest.
He
That's
could
not a shot at you, Darby, but
he
I'm
could
just
very
saying,
easily die doing that.
Easily.
But I don't know. I was of the opinion that the Young Bucks might lose and Sting might go undefeated, just his entire AEW run, then vacate the titles.
Nope. I think he's gonna lose on his way out and put over the Young Bucks, who don't need much putting over.
I don't think they need it.
They're the EVPs, and we gotta address them by their God-given passport names.
Their passport names.
Yes, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. I'm digging this character change.
As somebody who does not like the Young Bucks, I've really been digging the characters they've been doing.
This is literally, I feel like, the most interesting they've been in the last 4 years. Their stuff with Kenny and Hangman was great. But I don't know, since then, there's not been, something. Even, their stuff with FTR, I wanted that match for so long, and then once it happened, I felt like I was disappointed by it. So it didn't really do much for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did it again. And it also didn't do anything for me. So for me, this is the most interesting they've been since they've been in the Bullet Club.
Absolutely.
I'll say that.
Honestly, I would wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
I think it's often felt a little forced, the Young Bucks in AEW. We've often been told how big of a deal they are, which they are. They are a big deal. But it's often just been pushed on us that the Young Bucks versus FTR is this dream match, or the Young Bucks facing off for the tag championship is always this big deal that's happening. But this time it feels a little bit more organic, and maybe it's because Sting handpicked the Young Bucks to be his final opponents. So maybe that makes it feel a little bit more easily digestible for the consumer.
Okay.
And obviously with the fallout of just a lot of things that's been going on with AEW, a lot of fans have had their gripes over the past couple of years. Finally adopting the heel persona of the manipulative EVPs feels a little bit true to life for a lot of viewers. So it really feels organic to watch them play this role now.
Yeah, I mean, simply, I think it just feels different. This is not the same Tassels, Young Bucks. I don't even know if they're still having super kick parties.
Who knows?
Right? Maybe super kick business meetings?
I like that.
Yeah?
Super kick conferences.
Oh! Now that's it!
I do like that comment that was made on commentary during their beatdown of Sting and Darby Allin, that they renamed the BTE trigger.
The EVP trigger.
I love that. I think that's actually really smart.
I like I said, most interesting they've been.
This is the most interesting they've been, most definitely.
I'm intrigued by that. Also on AEW right now, you got Deonna Purrazzo and Tony Storm.
Mm-hmm.
I was on board. I got distracted. I guess I'm like, I don't care about it anymore. I don't know why. I'm sorry, but it's something about this feud that I don't care for, and I think I actually know why in the back of my head.
What is it?
Because the arrival of somebody else coming
Okay,
very soon.
let's get into it then.
I think. Listen, man, we're getting Mercedes Moné, and she's there's only one place for her to go, and that's to the top.
Absolutely.
I think, like, she's the one that there's no build to a title match. Like, you just put the title on her. That's how big of a star she is to me.
Oh, like the Hogan push. Bring her in, ticker tape parade, confetti, balloons, all that. Here's the title.
Money falling from the sky.
And here's your title.
Yes.
I do think that she's a big enough star that she can deserve treatment like that. But I will go as far to say I am not optimistic about her joining the AEW women's roster. I think the money is probably looking right for her. I'm sure Tony Khan is telling her all the right things that is coming with her deal. But I think we have, unfortunately, a CM Punk 2.0 situation just brewing with her coming in.
Not the backstage antics.
I think backstage antics.
I mean, she walked out of WWE, so...
She seems like somebody who stands on business. She does not stand for any BS or nonsense happening.
My issue with that is, when does, like, how are you gonna push her? How are you gonna do this? She is going to be your biggest star you signed in the last however many years. Do I think she's gonna be bigger than Punk? Punk brought people back to the product.
It even, not to cut you off, but it even goes to how you quantify big stars, because you could even lessen it from years to months. Would you call her a bigger signing or a bigger star than Adam Copeland and Edge?
Right now?
Relevance, she's probably a lot more relevant, but like a bigger star.
I want to say yes.
Okay.
But then my circling back was, is she a bigger star than Will Ospreay? And then I also, in my head, want to say yes.
Oh, Will Ospreay, absolutely. She's a bigger star than him.
Is she a bigger star than Edge? I don't know. Edge has too much the kind of bag that
he almost has like tenure that like he's been around so long, kind of hard to.
But he's also given us moments after moments after moments after moments that if you say Edge, I like the first thing that pops up is a spear off a ladder. The second thing that pops up is him cashing in the first Money in the Bank. The third thing that pops up is Lita. So like I don't. It's just
there's a lot of big moments that come in.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, like the cutting back between
no.
The cutting back to.
Because you did that as you were talking.
I know, and then yeah. So yeah, the cutting back to like people wearing things and then not wearing things, like in movies, I fucking hate. And it's just what the hell.
I don't know where I'm gonna slice this in. We were not talking about this.
What the fuck were we talking about?
We were talking about.
We were talking about lazy booking. Oh no, we weren't. Sorry.
We weren't.
And back from our commercial break about lazy booking, these guys at 3D Wrestling Podcast apparently on TikTok had this whole matter, but we won't get into it.
I don't know why we are so tired. I think it might be the lighting in here.
No, keep going.
Talk about Edge, I think.
Edge. Over the Edge pay-per-view, 98?
No, Edge, Adam Copeland, Canadian man.
Canadian man.
How is like Mercedes a bigger signing than him? Yes, she is. Let's move on.
But for sure. And also going on in AEW, right? Because you got, I think Mercedes is going to be pushed right to the top.
Yeah.
But speaking of going to the top title, man, AEW World Championship.
Before we even get to that, we were still talking a little bit about Mercedes Moné coming in, big business, all that stuff for making it rain. Speaking of making it rain in Boston,
I think Boston is going to get a lot of rain that day.
It's going to get a lot of rain, I think.
I think you're going to see the debut of the Monet Makers.
The Monet Makers. I like that. I like that a lot. But I do think it's not just going to be one big debut that show in Boston at the TD Garden. I think that's the name of the arena. I think we're going to see the AEW official debut. Nah, he's been there before. He's worked AEW before. But I think we're going to see the official debut of Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll have more thoughts on that signing later if it is that's what happens.
Okay.
I have a lot to say about that. But, big business, man. Standing on business. And nobody stands on business more than Swerve Strickland. He does have an equal, though, I would say. Hangman Page stands on business a lot.
He most definitely does. Those two just have magic together in the ring. I don't know what it is. I think they may go down as, like, one of the best like feuds happening in AEW, because they just go out there in every match. Their trilogy of matches have just been constant bangers.
Yeah, banger after banger after banger.
And I know bangers.
Yeah, nah, their trilogy is just straight fire. We're talking about all these threes, right? I'm saying it's a triple threat match now.
Yep, there's going to be a three-way dance at Revolution.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe, the AEW champion, is going to defend against both Swerve and Hangman.
I know we're gonna get to predictions like later on, probably next week or so. But who you got? Don't give me too much detail. Who you got?
I will give you a little bit of detail. Just who I got, Joe. I think Joe has been a fantastic champion so far. He's just getting started with his run. This is his first big defense. I wouldn't take him off. I wouldn't take it off him this quickly. But I do think, especially this past Wednesday, the seeds were planted for a bit of a double turn between Swerve and Hangman.
Right.
And I do think we're going to see that finalized at Revolution. We're finally going to see them fully move Hangman Page to being a heel. So I do think it's going to be a big development, but I still think Joe's walking out as champion. Who do you got?
I think it's a now or never moment.
For who?
This is the time to put the title on Swerve.
Swerve? You got Swerve winning,
This is
okay.
the title. This is the time to put the title on Swerve. It has to happen. Because if it doesn't, where do we go from here? Because Okada's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, right? Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay's also about to be full time.
He's on his way in too, yeah. It's gonna be pretty busy at the top.
I mean, there's some people already there who are in contention. I don't know. And kind of in the same sense, I don't want to relate Swerve to Cody, but in the same sense that, like, he has to win this particular title. Like, any other title is not going to feel right or as good.
Oh, absolutely not.
Swerve needs to win the AEW World Championship, and March is the time to do it. He's going to have to... You're going to have to pull the trigger on him. He's the hottest thing in the company.
Really? So you take the title off Joe and you put it on Swerve?
Yes.
Okay.
I told you not to. I said no more, not too much detail, and I just went into full detail of why. I'm not an idiot, but Swerve needs to win.
Okay, I respect it. I respect it. I see the vision. I really do.
Yeah, man. What? Anything else in AEW catching your eye?
Not really. Unfortunately, it's still a somewhat cold product going on. I still, unfortunately, see those fan clips of the hard camera side being a ghost town and things being dead. We tend to jump back into this topic like every other episode, but is there anything that you see right now, especially with the irons in the fire AEW has right now, that they could do like to garner a little bit more interest? Obviously, they have some big names coming in soon, but beyond that, because we've had big names come in the past and it hasn't really helped that much. What could they do with these big names or with the storylines they have now?
I don't know. I would like them to be able to, be able to do that. But there's too much from the past that's telling me, like, you're not, like, this isn't really something to believe in, I don't know. The product is still a little cold.
It is.
I feel like it could have been heating up, but I have a bigger issue in AEW because right now, I don't care about the Undisputed Kingdom.
That was a big flop.
Feel like that's wrong.
That's a big flop. They should be the biggest thing going on in AEW right now. They should be like the biggest heel faction, and they're just another group of guys. It's really unfortunate, especially with Wardlow's injury. I'm not sure how serious it is, but it really is not starting off on the right foot.
Is that an Adam Cole joke?
It really started off on the wrong foot months ago.
There's that. I don't know. For some reason, I've gotten a little colder on this Toni Storm. Like I said, this Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo feud, which is crazy because I think she's an amazing talent. And obviously Toni is killing it.
Yeah, two tremendous talents. They established like the personal connection between them two, but I don't know what it is because I'm right there with you. I struggle to really like sink my teeth into it. It's just AEW in general.
Yeah. Can I pose a question to you before we leave AEW? Since the departure of Jade, do you feel like there's a star missing?
Absolutely. I think maybe that could be remedied with Mercedes Moné coming in. She's a big star. I think she could maybe fill that role, but that remains to be seen.
Alright, I'm going to pose one more question before we leave.
Yeah.
Mercedes comes in, and for whatever reason, Toni doesn't push for that the women's world championship, but she wins the TBS title first. How are we gonna feel? Because
I like it, actually.
Really?
I actually like that. I think it brings a little legitimacy back to the TBS championship because I know she's over. I know people like Julia Hart. She has a great entrance and everything. I don't feel like that championship has really felt like much since Jade lost it. It felt like almost on par with the AEW Women's Championship, to be honest, when Jade was walking around carrying it. It felt like
it's that title.
It's that title.
You know what it is, though? Because TBS for Jade stand for that bitch show.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's like...
It felt like the title being held by that bitch.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, respectfully speaking, but unfortunately, the likes of Chris Statler and Julia Hart, they just not them. And before we do get off of AEW, I just want to ask one more question to you. There have been rumors of a stadium show that Tony Khan has been trying to get going in the U.S.
Okay.
Do you think something like that would be a good idea or a bad idea?
In the U.S.?
In the U.S.
No. Will it work? Yes, and here's why. Do I think he's going to sell a stadium like WWE does? No. Do I think he can go to Jacksonville, where AEW is held, that's their home? Yes. Can he get people from Mexico to come out? Absolutely, because it has to be a show that you're teaming with somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, Here's the issue with that. Tony only caters to the Mark fans. Now, the issue with that is that the same fans that he's catering to watch New Japan,
Yes.
right? Which by my Okada deal, I think is stupid for him to go there, but that's a different story. We'll talk about it later. I don't like. I think it would be a successful show. I don't think he's going to sell out a stadium like how WWE does.
Okay.
Yes, so it's gonna happen. I think by AEW standards, it's gonna be a good show. But then again, they also have really bad attendance issues in the U.S. in arenas, so maybe not.
Their attendance issues is my biggest concern on something like this. But I was just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have actually one more AEW question.
Got a lot of AEW questions.
Recently, Warner Brothers, Disney, ESPN, kind of rolled out like the sports package.
Huge merge and collaboration for this big,
AEW was left off. Shocking? Does this mean something? Is it a red herring? What do you think?
I don't find it shocking. I do find it a little unfortunate because I think a lot of people have been anticipating AEW
Streaming.
Yeah, entering the world of streaming, whether that be through HBO Max or just Max. It's not called HBO Max anymore. Just Max or some other platform. I don't think this is going to long term be something negative for AEW. I think Warner Brothers is still very happy with what they're doing, with the product that they're producing, the ratings that they're bringing in. I do think they're going to eventually find themselves on Max. I just think it's going to end up when their new deal gets negotiated. I don't think Warner Brothers is giving out anything to them for free right now, especially when their deal's on the horizon. Big picture, I think AEW is going to stay right where it is.
I think so too.
And I do think they're going to end up getting something of a streaming deal. I just think, bigger picture, they're just not going to get the money they may be looking for. And then that's when we're going to start seeing Tony Khan start tightening his belt with all of these friendly hires he's been doing. We already have kind of been seeing a lot of people get contract expiring, people getting let go, but I think that's where AEW is going to start going.
Okay.
How about you? How do you feel about this whole new sports deal and AEW being left out?
I'm not shocked at all. I think, like you said, when that new deal happens, hopefully soon for them, they will announce that they'll be streaming. I think it will be what they call a hybrid show. So it will stream and also be on live TV. So we'll see. I don't know.
I'm interested to see how it goes.
But to the other big dog, maybe the big dog in town with WWE, I feel like this week has been just a perfect way to kind of right a wrong and how to fix a storyline and keep everyone interested and still intrigued.
Before we even get to that, I do want to preface this with saying I do not believe for a single second what we saw on Thursday or Friday was a part of the plan all along. No. I firmly, completely believe this was a pivot. This was a course correction. This was the response to people's reactions to what happened last Friday.
Last Friday, yeah.
I do not believe for a second this is all part of the plan, and I don't think anybody should believe that this, and thankfully so, but this is WWE righting a wrong.
Listen, that segment, first of all, kudos to WWE because the last 2 weeks alone have felt like a different program. Like, Vince truly doesn't have any say, and I don't want to bring him into it, but Vince, like, it still felt like a Vince product.
But you feel it. You feel something different now.
There is a complete difference right now in WWE. And Storm agrees. She said, "Yeah, yeah."
Yeah.
All right, that's two.
Two.
That's two. Oh, that's three because she said it. Oh man, different product for sure. And that press conference had that big fight feel.
Absolutely.
And it took me back to something Stephanie said while she was, short-term CEO. She said, and I'm paraphrasing, but those moments you get at a UFC presser and, at an NFL presser and things like that, you can get that week to week here because we can provide that in the sense of, yes, those are natural moments, but we can make those moments.
Yeah.
That was a moment.
That was a moment.
That was a moment. And, I mean, The Rock teased it. We're going to do something that hasn't ever been done or seen. I don't know, man. How did you feel about the presser? Before we even get to what happened, overall, how did you feel about the presser?
I loved it. I loved it a lot. I felt it was something different. I felt it was something that kind of legitimized the story that we're going into as far as WrestleMania. It felt like a UFC presser. It made it feel like it gave a real sports feel.
Right. That's what I'm getting from WWE right now.
Yeah, and that's something that I really appreciated. I would actually enjoy seeing them do something more like this going forward.
I like the big event.
I do like the big event feel with it. We can talk a little bit more about what actually happened. I'm trying to avoid talking about what actually happened there. Just talk about the event as a whole. I like the star power in it, and I like how it brought in a lot of intrigue.
I mean, I'm getting text messages like, The Rock is back? I got a text message from somebody, and they were like, was that real? Like, did everybody have heat on that stage like that? Like, did they have beef? And that's what they're trying to provide, and they killed it. They killed it. Let's talk about the big thing coming out of there. Yeah, man. So, Roman, Rock, Cody, and you start off this whole segment, if you want to call it, with Seth Rollins.
Yes.
Right? I think, what Roman said really bit him a little, and I like how every time it comes out, he's like, "Oh, it sounds like a pop to me."
There's been a weird, almost like bittersweet result from all of this because, on one hand, I hate what Roman Reigns goes out and talks about when it comes to Seth Rollins. I think he buries Seth. I think he buries the championship. I think it really...
Yeah. He wants to make it a secondary title.
I really think it cements that secondary title, which is fine for fans on Twitter or fans on Reddit or podcasters to say. But when you have your franchise player on television saying it, it just is a little bit different. It's a different context. But at the same time, with that happening, Seth will come out and get huge reactions. He gets all this love from the fans. So I don't know if this is in a weird roundabout way helping Seth and getting him more over.
It sounds like it.
It seems like it kind of is.
Yeah, I love that Seth Rollins. But, he's talking about his title and then gets interrupted by the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, who goes on to say that he's calling his shot. He's choosing The Rock. Now, The Rock comes out and he gets the Rock pop. And, I mean, I was with my girlfriend, right? Najee was here watching, and she was like kind of in shock because the way he just worked that crowd. They hit him with the what chance, and he's just like, watch. This is how you do this. He like played into it, but he also gave off this like different energy, right? It's like it's not so much Hollywood Rock
Yeah.
It's like it's not corporate Rock.
I was gonna say, you want to say
Like,
authority Rock?
It's giving
board member.
It's giving like power hungry Rock. That's what I'm getting. Like, I make the rules here, type shit. I don't know. How do you feel about that segment? Because we didn't even get to the good part.
I felt with The Rock out there, he played with the crowd quite well to the best of his ability, but I felt he was a little flustered. I think he expected some little bit bullying,
right.
I guess, or just like pushback from the fans.
Right.
But I don't think he expected it the way it
Like
really
Rocky
happened.
sucks?
Yeah.
He hasn't heard of that shit since.
I don't think he expected Rocky
96,
sucks.
97.
Because when he came out, like you said, he still got The Rock pop. It wasn't mixed with a
Right.
little smattering of booze, but he's still The Rock. He's still going to get that big reaction. He's still wrestling royalty. But it quickly turned into booze and just straight harassment from the fans, and I don't think he was ready to handle all of that.
How do you feel about the shots at Cody? As he says things like, "This proves that there's one royal family."
That's something that I picked up on that immediately when he was saying it, and I was like, okay, like you're clearly saying this and it's going to play into something when Cody eventually comes out. But it was really good. And I think before even Cody came out, he introduced the big picture of the bloodline family tree that shows all the Maivias, Anawais, Fatus, all of them.
They threw Jacob in there, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Is Jacob coming to WWE? He wants to.
One person I will say that was surprisingly missing that when I finally took the time to look through all the names that was on there, somebody who was surprisingly missing, Zilla Fatu. You would think with all the headlines that he's making right now, especially working with Jacob Fatu currently, you would think he'd be on there.
Well, he's Umaga, so I might have to go back through it. Is his name on there?
No. When Umaga's name is on there is no drop down. He does not.
Really?
Yeah, it does not acknowledge any children that Umaga has. It just says Eddie Fatu.
Interesting.
Yep. It's very odd.
Interesting. I don't know.
But another aspect of the family tree that was very interesting is that when you look in the
Top right corner?
no,
You're talking about how Nia Jax is
not exactly
No. So she is through his mom.
Yeah,
that's why it's over there.
Yeah, there's a second cousin, I think it said.
Yeah, something like
that. There wasn't a direct connection, but she is part of the family.
Yeah,
as a distant cousin.
She's Rock's cousin, I guess.
Yeah, but an aspect that I found interesting was when you looked at Sika's son. It just said Joseph Leati Anoa'i,
right?
Roman Reigns,
right?
No titles beyond that. Just that. This is his name. This is his legal name. But when you go over,
I think it said Tribal Chief.
It did not.
I think it said Tribal Chief.
I looked at it. It did not say Tribal Chief. But when you go
pull it up
to Dwayne Johnson's name, it says High Chief. He had an acknowledgement. He was acknowledged, but the Tribal Chief was not.
Very interesting. I think it does say Tribal Chief. We got to double check.
We'd have to look back, but I'm pretty sure it just says
Rock was given that title. Like
yes.
in actual.
Like he's shoot. He's a shoot High Chief.
After his grandfather passed away.
High Chief Rocky Maivia.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's a difference between a High Chief and a Tribal Chief. No.
I would think a High Chief is higher than, because the only High Chief that was ever acknowledged in that family prior, I think, was Peter Maivia, who's at the top of the tree.
So
this all starts with Peter Maivia.
Is this truly for the head of the table? Which is why I keep saying that this feud, when it happens, and I told you guys he wants to play the long game. When it happens, it doesn't need a title.
It doesn't,
because the battle is for a title. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, they plan to see the significance, the whole family, how deep this runs into the wrestling business. And it's a big deal. Even just something that really stood out to me after that segment was words from Paul Heyman a couple of months ago, or was it a year ago? I don't recall exactly when he said it, but when he stated that the Bloodline story is in the third inning. I didn't believe him at the time. I thought he was just speaking as a manager, speaking as a promoter, but now it seems like there was a lot of truth to him saying that. There is a lot to uncover here, especially when you throw The Rock into the fold. There is a lot. This runs deep.
Man.
They're just playing the seed of The Rock being a high chief.
Yo.
Right now, it looks like Rock and Roman are even kind of a little bit on the same page.
All right, so
I'm getting ahead of myself.
There's. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. That man, Cody Rhodes, enters, and
well, with that being said, surprisingly, with no circumstance, no music, no nothing. Everybody else came out to the team song, but Cody just came out.
Good old American words. This is bullshit. This is bullshit, and you know it now. Get to talking about families. You get to talking about families, man. Cody acknowledges that there's more than one royal family, but they start going back and forth, man. And I'm just, how do you feel about the words exchange that led up to the moment?
I think it was perfectly done. It said we hear it every Monday, sometimes on Friday before Cody Rhodes comes out. Wrestling has more than one royal family. To hear that challenged by the bloodline, essentially, really adds significance to this story. It's not just for the championship now. Cody said himself he wants to take everything away from Roman Reigns.
God, they're telling a beautiful story.
There's a beautiful story that they're weaving right now.
God. So, just a verbal exchange of words back and forth with Cody saying if The Rock's grandfather and Roman's grandfather was here today, they would be ashamed of you.
Before we even get to that, he had the line of the night to me when he said, "You two are arguing over where the two of you sit." And I'm paraphrasing here, of course, but that it doesn't matter because neither of the two of you have been cooking for the past 2 years. That was the line of the segment.
Oh my God, man!
Cody was cooking when he said that.
Woo!
That was the line.
So yes, our producer just informed us that it does not actually say tribal chief. That's interesting. Those seeds are being planted. But back to this whole... Cody did have the cooking with the line. Cooking with the line.
Great line.
But Rock then takes a lot of offense on the stuff Cody says. Mm-hmm. And just, obviously, I'm going to paraphrase once again. You know, you're talking about him, you're talking about me. Right? This is family, we're blood. Those are my ancestors. You know, all that. And then proceeds to slap Cody in the face.
Yes.
Causing Seth... I like how Seth played it. Seth stepped up, which now, it's very interesting, the development of their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Seth wouldn't have done that if this happened a couple years ago.
I almost forgot that they had like a very deep, like, real life.
Right. And yeah, they patched it up.
Just like for one another.
But I don't know, like, I felt like that was cool. Also, him being injured, like, really kind of plays a interesting role into it because Rock pushes him, and Roman pushes him. But towards the end of that, you know, they're going off. Obviously, they're bleeping everything out.
Yeah. A lot of curse words.
A lot of curse. I enjoyed it. It felt
I liked
real.
it. I liked it a lot.
You know, so Cody Seth gets escorted off stage. Rock's still standing there. And no better time in the world to cut to my possible highlight of the night. CM Punk. CM Punk making jokes about if my boss put my hands on me, everybody's ass will be kicked. Or sometimes you just gotta fight. Let them fight.
He would know.
He would know, right?
He would know.
Better than anybody. But he says, you know, The Rock needs his ass kicked, right? And if you look, The Rock hears this as the fans cheer.
And he
and
stops.
The Rock stops. And Deadline looks at CM Punk. Like, just, but you see him behind him.
It looks hilarious in the background.
It's hilarious. So there's that. But Triple H goes backstage to do a backstage interview.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that, to your point, and this goes to your point, Roman not having that tribal chief name under him? Did you notice he just fell in line behind The Rock?
That was one of the most telling aspects of this entire segment. How quickly, not only just physically The Rock dwarfs Roman Reigns,
Right.
but just in like, just not just physical stature, but almost just like presence, aura. Roman Reigns felt lesser than The Rock. He felt like a right-hand man for The Rock.
Okay.
Really quickly.
You see, so they walked away. And legitimately, Rock walks, Roman's following.
Never.
Just
in
like
the
a
past,
puppy.
2-3 years of Roman being the tribal chief, we've never seen Roman follow anybody. He's always been the leader, but immediately fell in line behind Dwayne, walking behind him, letting him do the talking, letting him take the lead. It was weird to see. It reminds me of that saying.
Everybody a big dog into the big dog.
It's similar to that. I think it was by like Cat Williams, like a Chrysler or something. I forgot what the car.
Oh, a Chrysler.
It was like 700 or
no,
300
right.
like that.
A Chrysler is gonna look like a Bentley or
a Rolls Royce
until a Rolls Royce pulls up.
That's exactly what it was. Roman Reigns is that Chrysler.
That's crazy. Listen, it's so telling, but I think it planted some seeds.
It did.
That Roman Reigns face turn, the tribal chief face turn, is going to hit like crack in the 80s.
Even that Rock heel turn that we saw happen on Thursday was just phenomenally done.
Just The Rock now
Who would've
playing
thought?
this heel.
Hollywood Rock was 21 years ago.
And I don't think it's gonna. I think this role's gonna be better.
I'm excited to see it.
I think this.
I never thought we'd see heel Rock again.
Straight fire segment though.
Phenomenal segment.
Keeping up with the fire. Somebody who's been on fire.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Oh my God. Drew McIntyre.
DM Hunk himself.
Since they said Drew McIntyre has not resigned with WWE yet, I don't know what happened, but bro's been cooking. He is on fire. NBA Jam the sound. He's on fire. Yes. Drew McIntyre right now is the best he's ever been.
I don't know if he has a chip on his shoulder or if he has something that he wants to prove to them. That, oh, you should have been treating me like a star all this time. But he's just been cooking the past couple of months. It's been so entertaining to watch. It's been phenomenal to see. It's just, he's at the top of his game. This might be the best Drew McIntyre I've ever seen.
Listen, because of the results of what's been happening, my pick is still alive. My prediction, if you will, for Mania. Listen, Drew's been killing it, right? Judgment Day's been killing it. Every time that Damian Priest wants to cash in, Drew is there.
Yep.
Damian Priest just confirmed something that actually is like WWE lore, but people tend to forget, is that if a champion is medically uncleared, they can't be cashed in on.
They can't compete in any match.
Right. Damian Priest is like, I can't cash in on Seth right now because he's not medically cleared. And I'm like, okay, thank you for giving me a little bad reason as to why you're not a complete dummy.
I think it's a little lame, but I can appreciate them providing a reason.
I like it.
Because Seth's there every week. It doesn't make sense why he wouldn't catch it. So I can appreciate them providing something.
Right.
Yeah.
But man, Drew McIntyre's winning the title at
Oh, he needs to.
he's winning the title at Mania.
Yeah.
It's happening. Not for long, but he's gonna get that moment.
He has to. He's been at the top of his game. If Seth Rollins is not all good to go, put the title on Drew. He's the best thing going on. He's the best thing going on Raw
So
right now.
good. Man, this week, I mean, that's kind of all you got. But I will say before that, Elimination Chamber is shaping up to be a fun show.
A pretty fun show. We want to hold off on doing any like big predictions for it,
Right.
but it's looking like a big show.
Match that is locked in is Judgment Day versus Peter Dunne and Tyler Bate.
Peter Dune? Or Peter Dune?
Oh, Dune.
It's Pretty Deadly.
Pretty Deadly is so good, man.
They're so
They're
great.
so great.
We got Mommy Rhea Ripley defending against your girl, Nia Jax.
It's also locked in.
It's locked in.
Insert Nia Jax. Man, I'm excited about that.
It's shaping up to be a really good show.
Yeah, man.
I think it'll be for her what Backlash was for Damian Priest. Like I think she even referred to it as her WrestleMania.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Except she will win.
Yes.
That's my prediction. Haha. Damn it. Logan Paul being in a qualifying match.
I want to say Logan Paul has been on fire lately. He
Dog,
has been
he's so
phenomenal.
good.
And he's only been better now that he's been more of a full-time talent. He's going to compete on free TV next week. He's going to be on SmackDown competing. And just being there every week, just messing with Kevin Owens, just annoying Nick Aldis, bothering the referees. He's just been phenomenal.
Who's he facing? Logan Paul.
Who is he facing in this qualifying match? Did they already announce who he's going to be fighting?
I think they did, but I would like him to. He said he wants that Rock treatment or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I want Logan Paul to pull some $1 Million Man nonsense and not let the people see him wrestle for free. Pay whoever he's facing.
I like that.
Pay whoever he's facing so he can get right into the Elimination Chamber.
That'd actually be hilarious. I love that. I actually love that idea.
Dog, make people wait to see Logan Paul on free TV. Just say, oh, he's facing The Miz.
He's facing The Miz?
He's facing The Miz.
Oh, so he obviously was going to win.
Yeah, but please do that.
Yeah.
Let Miz, for whatever reason, just take the money and let him go.
Yeah, but especially now that Logan Paul's seemingly like a full-time talent, I'm going to call it right now. I don't know if in this year, but future WWE champion. Whether it's world champion, WWE champion, whatever, he's a future world champion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's losing the title at Mania.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. To no other than L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I mean, anything else you excited for with WWE?
Outside of what we talked about, I don't think so. This coming SmackDown, we're going to see Roman Reigns and The Rock showing up.
Ooh.
So it's going to be a good one.
Ooh, I also think that we're going to see Jade Cargill
I would love
showing
to see
up.
Jade Cargill.
I think she's going to be in the chamber.
I would love that.
I think she's going to be in the chamber.
I would really love to see that.
I just want to see how she, in terms of star power, how bright is she going to shine next to somebody like Becky Lynch, Bianca, probably Liv Morgan, all these people who we know shine bright, especially around the women they're around. I just want to see how bright that light is. I think it's pretty bright though.
I think it'll still be pretty bright. I'm excited to see how WrestleMania shapes up for a lot of other people.
Ooh.
Someone like a Bianca Belair. What happens with her? She doesn't really have the clearest path if she even gets paired with somebody like Tiffany Stratton, I would love to see a match like that.
Oh, I would like that.
I would really
I
like to
would
see a
like
match
that.
like
I'm
that.
paying for that.
That tag teaming with someone like a Jade Cargill to face Damage Control, that's something. Or the Kabuki Warriors, sorry.
Let me ask you a question about Damage Control since you brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
How long before Dakota turns on Bailey?
I give it 2 weeks.
Ah,
I give it 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
I think she's gonna get cleared. They're gonna have a tag match. There you go.
Yeah, that I don't believe
I
her
think
for a
that's it.
second. She is going to turn on Bailey like that. It's yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, that's been a pod. I would say so. And I'm gonna sign off with this. To all you Stitchers, you tweet and deleters. What do you say?
Make me sick to my stomach.
Make me
fam.
sick to my stomachs, fam. Stick to my stomachs. Do you have a problem? I'm just saying. I'm DJ.
I'm Derek.
Deuces. Ooses.